Have you noticed your once perfect hairstyle just doesn't work anymore? That mirror becomes less friendly, styling takes longer, and somehow that perfect look stays out of reach. You're not alone. After 60, our hair changes dramatically, becoming thinner, drier, and often grayer. Yet most women still use the same styling approaches they've used for decades. Today, I'll share the 10 most common hair mistakes I've seen women over 60 make, and the simple solutions that have transformed my clients' confidence. Like Martha, my 72-year-old client who cried tears of joy when she finally recognized herself in the mirror again. Before we begin, I'd love to know which city you're watching from. Drop it in the comments below and hit that subscribe button for more beauty wisdom that celebrates your journey. Now let's start with the mistake that surprises most of my clients. 1. Ignoring hair thinning. One of the most heartbreaking moments in my salon is when a client whispers, "Richard, why does my hair look so flat and lifeless?" I see the worry in her eyes, that same concern I've witnessed in thousands of women who've sat in my chair over 4 decades. If you've noticed more scalp showing through, or your ponytail feeling thinner, please know you're experiencing something completely normal, yet rarely discussed openly. After 60, nearly 55% of women experience noticeable hair thinning. It's not your imagination, it's biology. Estrogen levels decrease during and after menopause, directly affecting your hair follicles. These hormonal changes cause each strand to grow back finer than before. Simultaneously, your growth cycle shortens, meaning fewer hairs grow at once, while more rest in the shedding phase. Add to this that scalp circulation naturally decreases with age, and you understand why thinning happens, regardless of how well you care for your hair. This thinning does more than change your appearance. It can shake your confidence to the core. I remember Margaret, a retired school principal who came to me almost in tears. "I feel invisible," she confessed. "My hair used to be my crowning glory, and now it's just gone." Her thinning hair had made her withdraw from social activities she once loved. For Margaret, we created a transformation using 3 key strategies. First, we chose a layered cut that fell just below her chin, long enough to feel feminine, but short enough to maximize volume. Those strategic layers created the illusion of fullness. Second, we incorporated volumizing products specifically designed for mature hair. Lightweight foams that lift at the root without weighing down fine strands. Finally, I recommended a simple supplement regimen with biotin and vitamin D after she consulted her doctor. 6 weeks later, Margaret hosted her first dinner party in over a year. "People couldn't stop complimenting my hair," she told me with a smile that lit up my salon. While addressing thinning hair matters tremendously, equally important is choosing a cut that flatters your unique face shape. 2. Holding on to outdated hairstyles. I understand why we cling to familiar hairstyles. That Dorothy Hamill wedge cut or the feathered Farrah Fawcett style might have been the highlight of your beauty days. When you felt most beautiful, when your husband first fell in love with you, or when you landed that dream job. Our hairstyles hold memories, marking chapters in our lives that we treasure. It's completely natural to feel emotionally attached to these styles. They're like old friends who've been with us through thick and thin. But let me gently ask, when was the last time you updated your hairstyle? If it's been a decade or more, your trusted style might actually be aging you beyond your years. Look for these warning signs. Your styling routine takes longer, yet yields less satisfying results. You find yourself using more and more product just to achieve the same effect. Your hair feels constantly flat or unmanageable, or you've stopped receiving compliments on your hair. These are quiet signals that your style may no longer be serving you well. Those stiff, heavily sprayed helmets from the 1970s, the poofy perms of the 1980s, or the ruler straight looks of the 1990s have a time-stamped quality. They immediately date you to a specific era. I remember Barbara, a 68-year-old retired nurse who came to me still wearing the same curly perm she'd had since 1986. "My husband likes it," she insisted, clutching her purse nervously. We talked about modern alternatives that wouldn't feel like a dramatic departure. I suggested we keep her curls but make them looser, more natural looking, with face-framing layers that softened her features. We traded the tight perm for a gentler body wave technique. The length stayed similar, just skimming her shoulders, but the shape became more contemporary. 2 weeks after her appointment, Barbara's husband called me personally. "She looks 15 years younger," he said, "but more importantly, she's smiling at herself in the mirror again." The right style doesn't erase your age. It celebrates where you are now while honoring your personal comfort zone. Today's updated cuts for mature women feature softer edges, more movement, and less structured silhouettes. Think gentle layers rather than sharp steps, subtle side-swept bangs rather than blunt straight-across fringe, and textured ends rather than perfectly even lines. These modern touches maintain your dignity while breathing fresh life into your look. Once you've updated your style, the right color strategy makes all the difference to truly complement your new look. 3. Overlooking hair color changes. The transition of our hair color as we age is a beautiful, natural process. Your hair follicles gradually produce less melanin, the pigment that gives your hair its color, which leads to those silver strands appearing. This isn't just a visual change. The texture of your hair transforms too, often becoming more coarse, wiry, or translucent. Embracing these changes doesn't mean surrendering to them. It means working with them intelligently. I've seen countless women make the same color mistakes in my salon. The most common? Going too dark. That solid dark brown or black shade that looked stunning in your 30s now creates harsh contrasts against your softening skin tone, accentuating fine lines rather than your beautiful features. Another frequent misstep is fighting yellowing or brassiness with the wrong products, resulting in an unnatural purple or blue cast. And perhaps the most aging mistake is the stark skunk line of gray roots against a solid dark color, which immediately signals outdated color maintenance. The right hair color doesn't just complement your appearance, it transforms how you feel. When Janet, a 71-year-old retired attorney, first visited me, she had been box dyeing her hair the same dark brown shade for 25 years. "It's what my husband remembered," she said softly, though he had passed 3 years earlier. I gently suggested we honor her natural silver transition while adding dimension that would brighten her face. The transformation wasn't just physical. I watched her posture straighten and her eyes sparkle as she saw her reflection. "I feel like myself again," she whispered. For women with warm skin tones, those with yellow, peach, or golden undertones, consider soft honey blondes, warm caramels, or rich auburns that complement your natural glow. For cool skin tones with pink, red, or bluish undertones, ash blondes, cool brunettes, or platinum silvers enhance your natural coloring. For deeper skin tones, rich chocolate browns with caramel highlights or deep burgundy tones can create stunning dimension. And for those embracing their natural gray, silver-enhancing treatments can create a luminous, sophisticated look. Today's trends for mature women favor dimension over flat color. Techniques like baby lights, very fine, delicate highlights, soft balayage, hand-painted highlights, or gray blending create natural-looking dimension that requires less maintenance and grows out gracefully. Remember, the goal isn't to look younger, it's to look vibrant and well-maintained at every age. While color frames your face and creates that crucial first impression, your hair's health is its true foundation. Let's discuss how the right products make all the difference. 4. Using the wrong hair products. Those styling products that worked wonders in your 40s and 50s might be working against you now. Here's why. The hormonal shifts of menopause dramatically change your hair's texture at the molecular level. Your scalp produces less sebum, natural oil, while each strand becomes finer, yet more porous. This means your hair absorbs products differently, often soaking up too much moisture while paradoxically feeling drier. It's like trying to water a plant with different soil. The same amount no longer serves you well. I see well-intentioned product mistakes every day. Heavy oils and butter-based products that promise to tame frizz instead weigh down thinning hair, making it look flat and greasy within hours. Conventional shampoos with harsh sulfates strip away the little natural oil your scalp still produces. And those two-in-one products marketed for simplicity often leave a waxy residue that builds up over time, dulling your natural shine and making your hair feel perpetually dirty. You don't need expensive salon products to properly care for mature hair. In fact, some budget-friendly drugstore brands now offer excellent options. Look for sulfate-free shampoos that cleanse gently. Brands like Neutrogena, L'Oreal, and Garnier all offer affordable options under $10. For conditioner, lightweight formulas labeled volumizing or for fine hair provide moisture without heaviness. Instead of heavy styling creams, try alcohol-free mousses or spray gels that offer hold without weight. Become a label detective at the drugstore. Avoid ingredients like dimethicone and heavy silicones. They cause buildup. Harsh sulfates like sodium lauryl sulfate, too stripping for mature hair, and synthetic fragrances, potential irritants for sensitive scalps. Instead, look for natural moisturizers like aloe vera, panthenol, vitamin B5, lightweight oils like argan, and proteins that strengthen hair strands. I always recommend 3 distinct product categories for my mature clients: a gentle clarifying shampoo used once weekly to remove buildup, a daily moisturizing shampoo that's sulfate-free, and a lightweight leave-in conditioner or detangler. For styling, mousses provide volume at the roots, while lightweight serums tame frizz at the ends without flattening your style. Susan, a 67-year-old client, transformed her hair simply by changing products. She had been using the same heavy conditioner and styling cream for decades, confused why her once bouncy hair now looked perpetually limp. We switched her to lightweight versions specifically formulated for mature hair, and within 2 weeks, she called me excitedly, "Richard, I can see my waves again. My daughter asked if I got a perm." With the right products at home supporting your hair's changing needs, professional maintenance becomes equally important for preserving your style's integrity. 5th, skipping regular trims. "I'm growing it out" is perhaps the most common excuse I hear from women avoiding regular trims. I understand the reasoning. Why cut hair when you want more of it? But here's the science that changes everything. After 60, your hair grows approximately 10% slower than it did in your 40s, while the ends become more susceptible to splitting and breakage. Without regular trims, those fragile ends split further up the shaft, actually reducing your overall length and volume over time. When you skip trims for months or even years, every aspect of your appearance suffers. Split ends create frizz that no product can fully tame. Your carefully shaped cut loses its definition, much like a garden that grows wild without pruning. Most frustratingly, styling time doubles or triples as you fight against shapeless hair that won't hold a style. How often should you trim? For shorter cuts with precise lines, every 4 to 6 weeks maintains that crisp shape. For shoulder-length styles, every 8 weeks prevents ends from turning wispy. For longer hair, every 10 to 12 weeks removes just enough to keep ends healthy without losing precious inches. I understand budget concerns. Regular salon visits add up. Consider mini trim services at reduced prices between full cuts, beauty schools for discounted services, or scheduling appointments on typically slower days for better pricing. Patricia, a 73-year-old retired teacher, came to me with hair she hadn't trimmed in over a year. We established a 10-week trim schedule, removing just half an inch each time, 6 months later, her daughter brought her flowers to our appointment, saying, "Mom's confidence is blooming right along with her hair." 6. Overusing heat styling tools. That curling iron or flat iron you reach for every morning might be your hair's worst enemy, especially after 60. When you apply 300+ degree heat to mature hair, the already reduced moisture inside each strand evaporates rapidly, essentially cooking your hair from the inside out. While younger hair can sometimes recover from occasional heat styling, your hair's natural repair processes have slowed with age. You can spot heat damage by these signs: ends that split despite regular trims, hair that feels rough even after conditioning, increased breakage when brushing, or baby hairs around your hairline that are actually broken pieces. Embrace air drying whenever possible. For shorter styles, applying a lightweight mousse to damp hair and using your fingers to direct it creates natural-looking volume. For medium-length cuts, large self-grip rollers set in damp hair create gorgeous waves without damage. Longer styles can benefit from loose braiding, while damp for heat-free waves. When heat styling is necessary, stay below 300 degrees Fahrenheit for fine or damaged hair. Always apply a heat protectant first and never use heat on wet hair. Ellen, a 66-year-old client, had flat-ironed her hair daily for decades. We established a heat detox, limiting heat styling to once weekly while focusing on heat-free methods. After 8 weeks, new growth was visibly healthier, and she'd reduced her morning routine by 20 minutes. "I never knew my natural texture could look so good," she told me. 7. Ignoring your growth patterns. Have you ever noticed that your hair naturally falls in a certain direction, no matter how you try to style it? This isn't stubbornness, it's your unique growth pattern, as individual to you as your fingerprint. To identify your natural patterns, wash your hair and let it air dry without touching it. Notice where it parts naturally, which direction it sweeps across your forehead, or how it might stand up at your crown. These tendencies become more pronounced after 60, as hair becomes finer and has less weight to hold it in unnatural positions. Fighting against these inherent patterns is an exhausting battle you simply cannot win. I've watched countless women struggle each morning, applying excessive heat and products, trying to force their hair against its natural inclination. This creates a frustrating cycle. You style your hair, it gradually shifts back to its natural pattern throughout the day, and by afternoon, you're left with an uneven result that looks nothing like your morning style. For troublesome cowlicks, ask your stylist to cut that section slightly longer, giving it weight to help control the lift. For widow's peaks, side-swept bangs that work with the natural growth direction often look more natural than blunt bangs fighting against it. If your natural part has shifted with age, following this new pattern rather than forcing your old part will result in more volume and less frustration. Dorothy, a 78-year-old former flight attendant, had fought her strong natural side part for decades, trying to create a center part because she believed it more balanced. When we finally embraced her natural side part, designing a cut that featured this pattern, she was astonished. "I've spent over 50 years fighting my hair," she laughed. Who knew surrender could be so liberating? 8. Not considering face shape. The most beautiful hairstyle for you isn't necessarily what's trending. It's the one that creates harmony with your unique face shape. This isn't about vanity, it's about visual balance and proportion. As we age, facial contours shift. Cheeks may lose fullness, jawlines might soften, and features can become more pronounced. Your hairstyle should evolve to complement these natural changes. To identify your face shape, pull your hair back completely and trace the outline of your face in a mirror. Is it circular, round, longer than wide, oval, widest at the cheekbones with a narrow chin, heart, or angular with a strong jawline, square? Understanding this fundamental aspect of your appearance is the first step toward your most flattering style. For round faces, styles with height at the crown and length below the chin create the illusion of an oval shape. Heart-shaped faces benefit from side-swept bangs and length at the jawline to balance a narrower chin. Square faces are softened by layers that start at the cheekbones, creating movement around stronger jawlines. Long faces appear more balanced with bangs or volume at the sides. The right cut can work magic, visually adjusting your proportions. Side parts create asymmetry that slims wider faces. Layering around the face slenderizes round shapes while adding softness to angular features. For most women over 60, the most universally flattering lengths tend to fall between the chin and shoulders. Catherine, a 69-year-old with a heart-shaped face, had worn the same blunt shoulder-length cut for decades. We created a gently layered cut with side-swept bangs and more volume around her jawline. My daughter asked if I'd had work done. She chuckled. Just a better haircut, she told her. 9. Wearing hair too tight. That sleek ponytail or perfectly smooth bun might look elegant, but it could be quietly damaging your precious hair. Traction alopecia, hair loss caused by constant pulling, affects countless women over 60, though few recognize the cause. Unlike age-related thinning, traction alopecia creates specific patterns of loss, particularly around your hairline, temples, and behind your ears. What makes this especially concerning for mature women is that our hair follicles become more fragile with age, and once damaged by constant tension, they may never recover fully. Warning signs include scalp soreness, redness, or small bumps around your hairline. You might notice headaches after wearing certain styles, or see receding at your temples and broken hairs around your face. Your scalp needs to breathe and move naturally throughout the day, just like the rest of your skin. Instead of tight styles, consider gentle alternatives. Soft, low buns secured with open pins rather than tight elastics distribute tension more evenly. Side braids positioned loosely offer sophistication while reducing pull on your hairline. Replace ordinary elastic bands with fabric-covered options that prevent breakage and use wide-toothed combs for securing updos. For nighttime protection, try a loose braid secured with a soft scrunchie. A silk pillowcase reduces friction as you move during sleep, preserving your style while preventing breakage. Jennifer, a 74-year-old former executive, came to me concerned about her increasingly visible scalp along her hairline. After decades of wearing a tight chignon, we shifted to looser techniques. Within 4 months, fine new growth appeared along her temples. Such a simple change has made such a difference, she told me. 10. Forgetting the power of accessories. Accessories aren't just decorative extras, they're powerful psychological tools that can transform how you feel about your hair and yourself. When you select a beautiful clip or elegant scarf, you're making an intentional style choice that signals confidence. Many of my clients report that adding the right accessory creates an immediate emotional boost, turning an ordinary hair day into one where they feel polished and put together. For professional or formal occasions, subtle tortoise-shell clips, elegant combs with minimal embellishment, or slender headbands in sophisticated patterns add polish without appearing juvenile. For casual settings, colorful scarves, decorative bobby pins, or natural material clips add interest while complementing your natural coloring. These versatile tools can cleverly camouflage common concerns. A strategically placed clip can conceal thinning at the temples. A beautiful silk scarf tied as a headband can disguise growing out bangs or roots during transition to embracing your natural silver. Beyond aesthetics, accessories offer practical solutions for everyday challenges. Soft headbands keep hair off your face during exercise without causing tension headaches. For travel, when styling tools might be unavailable, silk scarves can create elegant updo alternatives. Diane, a 76-year-old former art professor, transformed her relationship with her hair through accessories. When chemotherapy caused significant hair loss, she began collecting scarves in vibrant colors. As her hair returned, now silver instead of brown, she incorporated those accessories into her permanent style. "They became my signature," she explained. "People stopped seeing my thin spots and started complimenting my style." These thoughtful finishing touches complete your transformation, turning everyday hairstyles into personal statements that reflect your unique beauty and life experience. Remember, beautiful hair at any age isn't about looking younger, it's about looking your best right now. By avoiding these common mistakes, you're not turning back time, you're honoring who you are today with a style that reflects your wisdom, confidence, and beauty. I've seen thousands of women transform not just their hair, but how they feel about themselves by making these simple changes. Which mistake will you address first? Share in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more practical beauty wisdom that celebrates your journey. Until next time, embrace your beauty at every age.